Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I'm so glad to finally be able to bring you a nice big chunky review on some amazing custom made weaponry that I've received from Fergo, and that's Shadow Fergo on Instagram. I'll leave links underneath this video so that you can click on those links and it will take you to Fergo on Instagram or on his Facebook page, and you can talk to the guy and order yourself some weaponry if you wish. Now if you have any custom 1/6 scale or quarter scale or even NECA 7-inch ultimate figures, when it comes to Michael Myers, then Fergo is the man who makes the best weaponry. A lot of people do make, and I've got plenty of knives from different people in the custom figure world, but you know, everyone would agree, I'm sure, that Fergo is the best. It's just, that's a fact. So we have the 2018 movie accurate real metal, very sharp. You really got to be careful, just like the real one of these in real life, which is ridiculously sharp. I don't have one myself, but I've seen the videos on YouTube of people who've actually got the 2018 knife, and they always say that they've cut themselves. You know, it's that sharp. And also we have a 1/6 scale 1978, I forget the actual name, is it Lanson, something like that, the 1978 movie accurate kitchen knife. That's the 1/6 scale version. Up here is the quarter scale version of the 1978 knife. So I'm going to show you every one of these with the figure it's meant to be with in this video, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that myself and showing you guys as well. Now this is probably the most impressive one of the bunch. This right here is the Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 Hobo Myers kind of just hunting knife, or whatever you technically call it, but Fergo just blew my mind with this one. You can see the little details here, movie accurate details. It's really sharp. I mean, I've seen other stuff that Fergo makes, and also Fergo's father makes incredible 1/6 scale like furniture, tables, chairs, cabinets, all that stuff. It's really impressive stuff. I'm going to include in a moment a bunch of photos of other weapons that Fergo makes and can make you, and also some photos of the incredible work that his father does as well. So incredibly talented family, really cool guy to deal with. And here's a hammer as well. This is the 2018 movie accurate hammer, real metal, real wood, and very cool piece. But this is awesome. This is the 7-inch, or the NECA Ultimate Myers 7-inch movie accurate 2018 knife. I can't wait to put this with. Whoa, it's really small. Oh, and we have Fergo's logo, which he also included for me just for fun, made from metal, Shadow Fergo. So that is awesome. So let's get on with it. I'll start with the big one, I think. Let's see how this looks with the big quarter scale custom 1978 Michael Myers figure. And then we'll do all the rest of them. So I hope you enjoy it. Again, I'll leave the link underneath the video. You click on that, take you straight to Fergo, talk to the man, get yourself hooked up with the best weapons in the game. Alright, so starting out by taking a look at the quarter scale 1978 knife. Now the one thing I was wondering about while I was waiting for this knife to arrive, and I almost just sliced my finger open on that, yikes. You gotta watch out because the whole length of the blade is really sharp, and it's quite sharp at the point. but I was concerned that this cool model's body and the hand sculpts that came with it, would they grip the knife nice and firmly, and they really do. So the knife is not wobbling around in his hand, which was the case with the original knife that he was holding. So this one fits a lot better in the hand, and just it's real, you know. It's 100% accurate to the original knife. All right, so holding the knife kind of upside down, and again, the grip on the knife is perfect. There's absolutely no looseness whatsoever. It's really in there. So you can position it how you want, and you never have to worry about it falling out. Again, be very careful about the sharpness of the whole blade. It is ridiculous. It literally is a shrunk down real deal knife. I mean, it's crazy. It's with Fergo, I said it before, but everyone else, it's like absolute artwork, you know, who do their weaponry. But you can kind of tell that someone sat there and chiseled away and managed to make, you know, a 1/6 scale knife or hammer or axe or machete, whatever the case may be. But when Fergo does it, and I've got to be honest, there is a couple of others I have seen on Facebook today, and as it comes to me now, I'm not remembering the name, so unfortunately not. But there are some other people out there, maybe one in particular, as well as Fergo, that does an equally good job. I saw it. It was in like a wooden case, and I think it was quarter scale. I can't remember the name, but it was really, really good. It did surprise me. But when Fergo does it, it's literally like he takes the real thing, you know, in life-size 1/1 scale, and then just puts it in a shrinking machine, and then it just shrinks down. He takes it out and sends it to people. That's how good his stuff is. So there is the 1978 Lamson. Is that what you call it? I'm always worried that I get that wrong. But it's incredible, and it's just going to take this quarter scale piece to a whole other level. So he was complete anyway, but now he really is complete, because I always knew that I was going to have to get a Fergo knife for this guy. All right, so let's move on to something else. Let's go to the NECA Ultimate 7-inch Michael Myers figure. Very keen to see how that tiny little knife over here, there it is, super cute. It's just amazing. I'm sure it's going to take him to another level. As small a thing as it is, it's going to just enhance the piece. Also do a size comparison just for fun. But that is the knife that came with him. Now let's change it up to the new one by Fergo. Well, we have got a pretty significant size difference here. This is the NECA Ultimate knife here, all plastic. And here is the Fergo, all metal and wood. Same thing, but, you know, all using the real stuff. But there is a considerable size difference there, so I'm sure Fergo's done his research, and there's reasons for this. Maybe this is the accurate size it should be to a NECA figure. I don't know, I couldn't tell you, but let me just go ahead and put this in his hand. We'll see how he looks. Alright, so there it is in his hand. You know, to my eye, I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go back and check out the moment in the film when he picks up the knife for the first time, once he drops the hammer. Get a pretty good look at it from the side profile. So do I have the film close by? No, I don't. So I'm just gonna wing it and assume that it's pretty accurate. Let me get him holding it in more of a regular sort of angle. We'll get a look at it from the side. But it is very cool. Very cool. I like the way it catches the light like it should do. Yeah, man, it's nice. I think it looks good. So as far as is it accurate, as far as scale, I couldn't tell you right at this moment, but it's definitely smaller than the one NECA gave you, but I think it still looks pretty good scale wise. Yeah, that looks about right to me. Yeah, that looks about right. All right, well, anyway, moving on to something in 1/6 scale now, but I do think that looks good, and obviously he will be rocking this from now on. Alright, now here we have one of my 1/6 scale custom 2018 version Myers figures, and he is now holding the Fergo hammer, and it looks pretty decent. So let's just a little turn here. Now, as he was approaching the house after he picked up the hammer, he was carrying it in his left hand, so that's why he's holding it in his left hand right now. These coveralls, man. These are the D-Night exclusives. It's a Legio 7 head sculpt. And on this one, I did you know, I did hair it with real hair, but I got a little bit fed up with looking at it. I wasn't really satisfied. So I thought, just as a temporary thing, but I do like it, and I may leave it like this. As a temporary thing, I wanted to experiment with doing the hair sculpted, at least, because I have, in total, 3 1/6 scale custom 2018 Myers figures now. So I thought, at least on one of them, I could try sculpted hair. So I like it. I like it more than I liked the way it looked with the rooted hair. But then again, I didn't use the right kind of hair. Which I do know what the right kind of hair to use on this guy would be now. So one day I'm going to tackle that again. But for now, I'm pretty happy with this sculpted hair that I did. And I did a pretty sick job with the repaint of the mask as well. Well, not the repaint. I painted it from scratch. If you remember on the channel, I received just a blank sculpt, no hair, unpainted, and I painted it my damn self. So turned out all right. But look at that hammer. Let me just get the light here. The light. Look at that. Yep. Metal and wood. That's a very realistic hammer. Again, put in the shrinking machine and sent to me by Fergo. No, he actually makes them himself by hand. It's crazy. Alright, so there it is. The hammer. Alright, now here is my pride and joy. This is the, you know, the 1/6 scale 2018 Myers that I feel is the most accurate and the most, you know, complete, finished. You know, there's always more you could do. There's a couple of things here and there that I would like to tweak in the future, but this is one hell of a figure right here. So he's actually holding the knife that was made from by Dave at Tanila's Customs. So that's actually a really good one. Let me just get the brightness. Something just... What was that? What the hell? Oh. Hold on a minute. What was that? Live on camera. Something's just happened. Oh, okay. That little bit there, the blade guard, whatever you call it, that's just come off on this side. So it's a good thing I have not one, but 2 Fergo. But again, there's a size difference. I don't know what Fergo knows that everyone else doesn't, but or vice versa. But there is a size difference again. But yeah, I very highly doubt that this will ever come apart. You know, so we'll just take that away, and we'll set him up with his new blade. Alright, so there it is in his hand. You can get a sense of the scale of the weapon. That looks about right to me, man, because James Duke Courtney is like 6'3", and that isn't the biggest knife in the world. Now, I have seen one, you know, various YouTube videos, like people who collect the masks and make the full figures and all that. A lot of people have bought the 2018, the real knife, and it's still pretty big, but it's, like I said, it's nowhere near as big as the knife that he was using back in '78. So, considering how big James Duke Courtney is, I mean, it looks about right to me. I'd have to go back and double check the film, and I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot, you know, more Myers videos in the future, and I can always get back to you if I need to correct something, but it looks pretty good to me. I'll just get in on the detail. I love this hand because the thumb does that classic, you know, resting on the blade there, just the way you want it. Very, very cool. But it is a splendid blade. Alright, there he is looking at it. Again, scale looks pretty good to me, man. I think it's a pretty good scale. I'm thinking of the Fangora. Is it Fangoria? Fangora? When he held the knife up to his face. I mean, that looks about right to me, size-wise. That famous picture that he, you know, love to have a big poster of that one, but yeah, I think this looks good, man. So the 2018 knife by Fergo is excellent. Alright, so that's the 2018 versions out of the way. I think we'll move on to the Hobo now, because I'm really looking forward to seeing that hunting knife in his hand. That figure is already a beast, and now with that knife. But anyway, I think the scale looks good. I'll have to check the film, double check, but for me, I think it looks good considering how big James Duke Courtney was, and how the fact that the knife from 2018 was not as big as the one from 1978. So that looks about right to me. All right, moving on. Alright, time for the Hobo. This is the one I've really been looking forward to. He is on a custom-made kind of diorama base. It was made by Stephen Maurice. It was actually, I believe, Nick's idea, and it was like a birthday gift to me, made by Stephen from Nick, and it's awesome. The branches of the trees and the pumpkin here by John Pearson, which I swap the pumpkins all the time. It's usually the 1978 pumpkin, which actually was made by Stephen Maurice, but because it's the Hobo, I decided to use one that's a little bit less associated with a certain film, sort of thing. But here is the hunting knife. Look at this thing, man. It's definitely the most impressive out of all of the weapons I received from Fergo. This one is truly next level, and now that the Hobo figure has this knife, he will have to be posed in a pose like this, where the knife is front and center. You know, you got to see this. I don't want it just down by his side, you know, kind of subtle. I need it to be, this is a true completion of a piece, man. This is a work of art, and that hunting knife is ridiculous. Let's get a few angles here. It's just crazy. That mask as well by One's Customs, well, the head sculpt, should I say. The hair, the mask, the paint, everything. One's Customs and C Creations. Took care of the coveralls and the hood and the sleeping bag and all that good stuff. A lot of people involved with this thing you're looking at right here. So you got the base by Steve Maurice, C Creations, One's Customs, and Fergo. Yeah, man. Oh, and John Pearson. Lots of people. Yeah, man. The Hobo. It's cool to see what Myers got up to in between Halloweens, you know? I like seeing him just roam the earth and just be a bum. But not the kind of bum you want to mess with, no sir. He was just mean as hell in that movie. Look at the hair. I love the hair. It's creepy, man, because it's like, I don't know, it's like the mask is alive because the hair seemed to grow slightly from part 1 to part 2, and it got more blonde, you know? Maybe that's just something the sun would have done to the hair as he's walked. Well, he wasn't wearing the mask, was he? So when he was roaming the earth, he had his beard and his hood up. So I don't know, but I do like that about this head sculpt. Just the discoloration of the mask, the blonding of the kind of bleach blonde of the hair because of the sun beating down on it. I don't know, but whatever it is, I just think it's friggin' awesome. And then obviously Tyler Mane. I mean, I don't mean to keep going on, but I'm supposed to be talking about the knife here. I've already done a big review and loads of videos on this head sculpt and the figure, but yeah, anyway, it's an amazing piece. And that knife by Fergo just makes it, it's next level now. Quick look at it the other way up. Again, it looks amazing. It's definitely the most impressive out of the bunch. Say again, it really is. It's the standout piece. So again, you can click that link underneath the video, take you straight to Fergo, and you can order yourself one of these hunting knives for your Hobo. Because I know a few of you out there got yourselves a Hobo. You might as well complete the deal and get the ultimate hunting knife. It's absolutely insane, man. It's crazy. Alright. That's it with the Hobo. You'll be seeing him again, I'm sure, during October. He'll be busting out all kinds of, spooky Halloween themed goodness. But that is definitely my favorite of the bunch. Alright, now here we have the Ultimate 78, I guess you call it. I forget, they got so many different names, all these different versions. But he has a Fergo movie accurate 78 knife, which he's had for a long time. So I'm curious to see the difference between this and this one. So what's going on here? We got a slightly different colored handle and basically the same size. So that's the one I've had for a good few years now, and this is the new one. So I'm not too sure. Fergo always tells me the details of what it's based on and what scene it's based on, and I forget all the details, but it looks close enough to me. But let's see how it fits in the hand. I'm sure it'll be pretty much the same, to be honest. Let's go ahead and get that in there. Alright, so it fits in there just fine, just like the last one did. And looks good. I actually prefer the more kind of just straight up kind of brown handle as opposed to this one, which was a little bit more subtle in color. So this one you can see by the tip, just the tip. New one's a bit more brown. I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm sure this one is accurate to what it's meant to be accurate to, because Fergo doesn't mess around, man. Seriously, he just boggles my mind with all the details. He keeps telling me about, oh, this knife is this and this knife is that. Do you see the difference? I'm like, yeah, I see it, and I don't. But, you know, he knows his stuff. So yeah, man. 1978 Myers. There's another really good knife, which I'll put with one of the other Myers figures, because there's a few on the end there that are 1978 that could do with a Fergo knife, so now they can have one. But there it is, guys. Awesome knives. Oh, did I show you everything? Yes, I have shown everything apart from the logo that he sent along. He did mention this recently. He said, oh, I just included this just for fun. It's his logo, Shadow Fergo, made from metal. So he's got mad skills, man. You can get in touch with Fergo, like I said, under the video. You can click a link, it will take you straight to him, and you can order pretty much anything you want, anything you see. And if there's something you don't see, he can pretty much make, you know, anything. So, well, within reason. But you will notice in the pictures he has done quite a few. I think some of them were Lord of the Rings swords. Not 100% sure, but I just, as I was skimming through, I thought that looks like something from Lord of the Rings. So I know some of you guys out there have some 1/6 scale Lord of the Ring figures, so you really might want to consider getting in touch with Fergo, because his weapons, you know, they will take those figures to another level. Just changing up the angle there, a little bit of a pose change. So yeah, get in touch with Fergo, man. At least click the link and talk to the guy, because he can make pretty much anything that you're after when it comes to knives, swords, maces, axes, machetes. Just, he can even do, you know, those knives that it's like a butterfly knife. You can sort of spin it around, and he even made a fully functioning one of those on 1/6 scale, and it looks amazing. You'll probably see that in the pictures. But anyway, get in touch with Fergo. He can make your Myers figure just take it to another level, man. Really complete the deal. So get in touch. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Bring you plenty more content coming up. I've got something really special for the Myers fans coming up in a few days. I think it's going to be Tuesday that it arrives, and I can't wait to show you. It's going to be incredible. That angle looks insane. Alright guys, subscribe, hit the bell icon, check me out on Instagram and Facebook at D9333. Thank you to Fergo. Click the link under the video, it'll take you straight to him. See you real soon, guys. Bye bye.